Join me now, founder and co-chairman of Students for Trump, Ryan Fournier. Ryan, thanks for joining us. Ryan,
Thanks for having me.
I'm kind of not surprised that this training really did zero to help society whatsoever. In fact, you think about it, and some of the things we've seen in this country too, where they start these lectures off with, like, you need to accept your white privilege and accept the fact that you're racist, even though you're not racist.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, I went through this myself at college with Greek life. And it was astonishing to me because what it was is it was trying to put you in a category based on, if you grew up in middle class, you get 5 points, get into this category. Or if, you lived in a wealthier neighborhood, you're in this category. If your parents went to college, you're in this category. And they sort of group it in a certain way to make it where if you were never racist in your entire life, if you've never said a racist epithet or thought the worst of somebody based on their skin color, which is what it is, you're discriminating based on skin color, that's racism. They'll make you feel ashamed. They put you in this corner because of it. And they do not look at and I think that this is really important, Stephanie, they don't look at the textbook definition of racism. They don't believe in that, which is, one person discriminating on another based on their skin color, right? They believe it's a whole structural construct that goes even beyond that. It really is incredible.
Yeah. And I just couldn't imagine I've never had to do any of these type of trainings, but I couldn't imagine being forced to sit through something like that. And then if you object to it, then you're immediately written off as a racist. So sometimes they'll say that these diversity trainings or whatnot, that they're optional, but they're not optional. No,
and I commend President Trump because there's many instances across the country where people felt like it was just a waste of money. And the UK brought up a good example. It was costing them over $500,000 in comparison with US dollars every single year to do these trainings. These trainings, which, basically, if you look at, and I can't remember his name, but the guy who originally came up with this theory, it says, if you actually read the text, that institutions are racist. Going to a grocery store and being able to, go to the poultry section and pick up meat is racist. Racism is within the air, exists all around us. There's no way to get rid of it. The only way is to, in their mind, is to admit that you're a racist. That is it. That is what this theory teaches. You can't do anything, you or I, Stephanie, to not be racist. That is what this entire thing is about. It's a big hoax. It's nothing more than, in my mind, a Marxist theory to take over Western civilization by attacking the institutes themselves, by saying that government is inherently racist, which they do. That is a part of the course. It's blasphemy, and it should be canceled at every level. They're teaching it in our schools. They're teaching it. They're teaching it in colleges. They're teaching it in government. It is inherently racist on its own regard.
Yeah. We covered this a couple weeks ago on the show, but we'll look back at it again. It was the San Diego Unified School District officials. They were forced into this white privilege training, and we have a video clip of it. Roll tape.
Your response to the allegations that you were forcing teachers to admit that they are racist?
Yeah, well, that was just completely wrong. I mean, I don't know that many people read the New York Post for accuracy. So this was just a silly article, but the serious issue and the more important set of issues really relate to how, as a school system, we are confronting generations of practices that have led our students of color to have worse experiences than white students. I mean, it's something that's been going on for generation after generation. And we've made a commitment as a school district that we're going to confront this in an effort to become an anti-racist school system.
So that was a clip from the vice president of the San Diego Unified School Board, Richard Barrera. And you think this is a California school, and for them to suggest that racism is alive and well in these schools when it's just not true. I mean, they're really painting these teachers in a bad light here. It's so wrong on so many levels. Also, what if you're half minority? So do you still have to sit through these white privilege and lectures about being a racist? How do they divide that all up? It's really confusing.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. And I've heard that question asked many times before. This whole theory basically says and asserts that, if you are minority, you can't be racist. Which goes, like I said before, totally against the textbook definition that has been, taught in schools and said, across the world for many years. But the fact is, you see private universities pushing this on students and faculty. You see public universities pushing this on students and faculty. And, Campus Reform covered quite a few stories on this in the last year amidst even COVID. I guess they had nothing else to do, stuck at home, these professors. So they wanted to push, these different courses and these different books to teach critical race theory to their students. It's absolutely disgusting. I think one of the most recent ones, too, that I saw a university promoting was a Smithsonian study where it was basically saying that the scientific method, Newtonian physics, any logical reasoning was racist, and it should be thrown out because it only benefits white people.
Yeah.
And this is being pushed around on the college campus.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. They should be focused on educating the students, not indoctrinating them, by the way. And then just circling back to this San Diego story, only 47% of San Diego Unified students reach proficiency in reading and in math. So rather than focusing on real issues, they come up with these random fake things about racism. They focus on that, and it really hurts the students at the end of the day. So it's really disappointing, and hopefully they get rid of it. I mean, people need to speak out against it, and I'm sure the more people learn about it, the more they will. Well, Ryan, we're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.